Hi, this is H to the Stage. I'm a musician and a vocal coach, and thanks for stopping by. Today, for the first time, I'm listening to Daryl Ong covering a song by Ed Sheeran called Dive. Now, Dive is not the most popular song by Ed Sheeran, it's from the Divide album, and I think it's just brilliant. It never became a single, but it's just a great song, and not every song can be a single. Anyway, great lyrics, great song. Now, why do I think it's gonna be a great song? Because I've listened to Daryl Ong before on this channel. Granted, I've always listened to him in some kind of a group, either Budakel or singing with Katrina Velarde or Morissette, but I've never listened to him alone singing, so this will be the first when it comes to that. Before we get into it, if you want to see these videos before anybody else and also get entitled to some awesome perks like full-length reactions, behind-the-scene photos, details from my personal life, free audio downloads of my original songs and cover songs, exclusive polls, and a bunch of other cool things, check out my Patreon page because that's where everything is happening. Patreon supporters are the ones that I owe my channel to. Without them, this channel wouldn't be possible. So thank for everybody that supports me on Patreon. That means the world to me. And what can I say? Let's go check out this video together.
Maybe I came on too strong. Maybe I waited too long. Maybe I played my cards wrong. Oh, just a little bit wrong. Baby, I apologize for it. I can fall, I can fly here in your airplane. I could live, I could die hanging on the words you say. I've been known to give my all and jumping in harder than 10,000 rocks on the lake. So don't call me baby unless you mean it.
Nice.
Don't tell me you need me if you don't believe it. So let me know the truth before I dive right into you.
Already I know this is gonna be an insane cover. I mean, it already is. So now I remember why I've loved Daryl from before, so much. He's the king of runs. I mean, if there's one thing that I want to point out of Daryl, it's the runs. First of all, when he started the song, immediately it had a different vibe. When Ed Sheeran is singing the song, it feels more raw, almost in a rock manner, especially the chorus. But when Daryl is singing, it's way more classy and definitely an R&B influence. And whenever I'm listening to Daryl, it's always these R&B songs, and I guess that's what really suits his voice, and he definitely knows what suits his voice the best. Now, I want to go back and point out a couple of details. So this first part, he's singing in a chest voice, very soft,
I can fly here in your airplane.
breathy and beautiful.
I could die hanging on the
Listen.
words you say. I've been known
Listen to this.
give my all,
Now,
jumping in harder than
can you feel like he's almost going a bit nasally? But that's the place where he switches to mixed voice. And there he starts doing these first runs. So listen very carefully. You can really hear the difference in the tone quality.
I've been known to
So this
give
is
my
chest.
all, jumping in
Now,
harder than
mix.
10,000 rocks on the lake.
And beside the amazing run, the thing that he does definitely differently than Ed Sheeran, he's singing it more close. He's really focusing on the mixed voice and kind of more nasally, but not in a bad way. He doesn't overdo it. It just sounds very natural when he's doing it. He's not going, wah, nah, nah. People sometimes have a misconception when I say nasal or something like that. He just uses a little bit of that nasal area for resonating, but he's actually using more of this mask area, which is the healthiest place you can, resonate your voice to. Now, Ed Sheeran is singing this more open, more wide for sure, and a bit more shouty even, and that's the way it works for Ed, but I don't think it would sound really that good for Daryl, and that makes sense because he's not choosing that approach. He's doing a different thing here, and it definitely suits, first of all, his style, but the arrangement, this R&B feel in general.
Don't call me baby
Even this E sound, very close, but very focused. Listen.
Don't tell me you need me
It pierces through like a laser.
if you don't believe it.
And this just shows me that he's an incredible singer.
Before I dive right
I
into
love this descending melody. Let's
you're
continue.
a mystery. I have traveled the world, and there's no other girl, no one like you.
Ooh, I mean, I'm sorry for pausing it this much, but this sounds so dreamy. Has deep voices. Oh, it's so good.
You're a mystery.
Another thing, sorry. I love how he's just a little bit behind the beat. It's like he has this kind of relaxed way of singing. It's almost like he wants to be a bit late. He's not focusing too much on the strong beats. He doesn't want this to sound perfectly in time, and this gives it this kind of flexibility, which resembles even more this R&B-ishness and just this chill way of singing. Just listen to it, and you will understand it. That's the best way I can say it.
Right into
So listen.
you're a mystery.
You know, he didn't sing "You're a mystery," but he sang "You're a mystery," and it's a different vibe. Just that small detail, but different completely. I love it. I love it.
To you,
Listen,
you're a mystery.
ah,
Travel
love it.
the world, and there's no other girl, no one like you. And what's your history?
Love the change in
You
the melody.
have a tendency to lead some people on, 'cause I heard you do it. I can fall, I can fly.
Way to make your cover your own.
I could live, I could die, hanging on the words you say. I've
Nice.
been known to give my all and lie awake every day. Don't know how much I can take, so don't call me baby.
Still very focused, but just a bit more energy here than the first chorus.
No, no, don't tell me you need me.
Perfect.
If you don't believe it, so let me know the truth, girl.
Changing the melody.
Before I dive right into you.
Okay, so far he's changing the melody. He's really playing around and he's really making this cover his own. And that's what I always say. I mean, if you follow this channel for a long time, I'm always saying, what's the point of making a cover that sounds pretty much basically the same as the original? You know, first of all, you will never be as original as the original. You know, you can be better in some aspects. You can be a better singer, but you can't be more original than the original take, you know, than the original composer. That's just what I believe, and I really think that's kind of true because when somebody writes a song, it's their song. You can do it in your own way, and you can bring some new light to it if you do it in your own way. But trying to imitate it perfectly, maybe that can be a nice thing when you want to learn something new. You know, you're imitating, you're experimenting, trying something differently. But when you're established, when you're such a great singer like Daryl that already knows what works for him and maybe what's his vocal strength, what's his weakness, then he really knows how to approach the song. And he's definitely doing an R&B style. Runs are perfect, but man, I love how he changes the melody. That's not a very easy thing to do. It's easy when you change a couple of notes here and there, but doing runs, that's just, you just have to be a master of your vocal to figure all of this out and to play around and to figure out which run works for which part and not to overdo it, because some people just overdo it and it doesn't sound nice, but not Daryl.
Right into you.
Vocal solo.
I can fall, I can fly here in your airplane.
Pizzicato on the strings and the arrangement.
Hanging on those little words you say. I've been known to give my all, sitting back and looking at every mess that I made. So don't call me baby.
Where to start? I mean, this guy is a king. First of all, I think he did an arrangement for this song, and man, I gotta say, you're a great composer as well. I mean, this sounds brilliant. Just the build up and the filling up the space with the synths and everything. Man, how this sounds amazing.
Hanging on those little words you say.
And even adding these little bits of words that aren't in the original, like hanging on these little words I say. Ed Sheeran never uses the word little, but he just plays around and it sounds amazing.
I can fall,
I love these
I can
details.
fly.
But the
Here in
pizzicato
your
on the strings. If you don't know what a pizzicato is, that's when you play the string instruments without the bow when you pluck the strings. That's a pizzicato technique.
airplane. I could live, I could die. Hanging on those little words you say. I've
Love
been
it.
known to give my
Listen to the
all,
build-up.
sitting back and looking
The mix.
at every mess that
And now,
I made. So don't call me baby.
and now he's opening it just a little bit. Now he's singing more openly and with more energy, but never to a point where it becomes too wide and shouty. And that's just the master singer.
Unless you mean it. No,
Listen to this.
no, no, don't tell me you need me. Oh, no. If you
Damn it.
don't believe it, let me know the truth before I dive right into you. Before
Brutal.
I dive right into you.
Woo.
Before I dive right into you.
Nice, nice. Maybe just a little bit of overdoing it with the high note and everything. In for my taste, I would like it maybe if he ended the song, well, maybe more quietly. But even like this, it works. But let me just listen to it one more time. That part feels just a little bit pushed, with the energy of the body, but not really with the breath support. It sounds just a little bit like he's struggling. Just a little bit. But the ending, ooh, the ending is great. This, the ending is perfect. The run and the soft note at the end. So, whoa. All in all, I'm super in love with this cover. I mean, this is a cover that sounds like an original song, and that's a win. In my book, that's always a win. He's a master singer. I've shown you a couple of details that really show how professional he is and how good his technique is. At that last part, I think he could have used his breath support a little bit more properly, but then again, it's hard to be 100% perfect all the time. Maybe something happened at that point. Maybe he was overwhelmed with emotion. I mean, who can know? Maybe he had a bad day. He was recording this, but still 95% of the song freaking sounds incredible. Then again, I would have to work my ass off to pull off a cover like this, with every run and everything. I mean, it's sometimes easy to sit here and talk about these things, but dude, this really takes years and years of practice and experience, and Daryl is just way ahead of everybody in that game. He's just amazing. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, like it, share with your friends, consider subscribing and hit that bell to get notified about my next videos. If you want to see these videos for anybody else and also getting out to some awesome perks, full-length reactions, behind-the-scene photos, just a bunch of other things, check out my Patreon page because that's where everything is happening. And just one more thing, if you're still here at the end of the video, please comment Dragon Daryl in the comment section so we can confuse everybody else. And thank you for being here. You look wonderful, and I hope to see you and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.